Okay. All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Tea and Talking. Hello, Amy. Welcome to Tea and Talking.
Hi, hi. So glad to be
Holiday
back.
special. All right. So we're back and we're doing a Zoom holiday tea and talking. And today we're going to be talking about what we're going to do during the holidays, as well as new and old traditions and what we're excited for during these upcoming weeks. So before we
Mhm.
start, Amy, what are you drinking?
Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so I knew that we were going to do a holiday one, so I decided to do a chocolate chai supreme one. So it's regular black tea, but it has like chocolate pieces in it. And I wish I could show you, but unfortunately, I don't have a drop camera. But I do have my teacup,
Oh
and
my
I
God,
do
wait, hold
have
on.
my
Let me see it.
sugar. Oh yeah, you want to see the cups? Yeah,
Yeah,
these
because
are my
I want
little
them to
cups.
see it. Oh, it's cute.
Yeah, it's a really pretty cup.
Love it.
So I got my sugar, and then I realized that I left my container, like my milk tea container at your place. So I'm using a Pyrex.
Oh,
So that's there. Anyways,
oh.
Kelly, what are you drinking today?
Today I'm drinking my jasmine green tea. I cold brew this one because I exercised this morning, and when I do that, I tend to like want a colder tea. But also, you know what's funny? This morning, when did I do it? Like at 9, I think I started a workout, and it was like one of my first few times trying creatine, and I mixed the creatine. I mixed a scoop of it into my jasmine green tea,
Oh
and
no.
I haven't been all right since 9 a.m. I'm here
Oh
now,
my.
but I'm like not all right. I don't know. Maybe it was like a pre-workout with the creatine, but something.
Well,
Yeah.
creatine usually dehydrates you, so that's why. I mean, my boyfriend uses creatine too. But he same thing, he uses it after a workout. You said after, right?
No, I did it before.
Oh,
I
yeah,
did
he
it
uses it
before.
afterward.
Yeah. Cause apparently like you can do more after you have creatine, like you can lift more. For me, I did literally one extra jackknife, and that means it worked.
Okay.
But I also mixed it with the green tea, and because the green tea naturally has stimulant, um I'm wide awake now. What's up? Welcome to Tea and Talking.
Oh my gosh. We're off to a great start. I like that
Off.
though. Well, I hope you're feeling better. I mean, I didn't know about this. So
I'm
hopefully you're
feeling
feeling better.
I'm feeling better. I'm just feeling too good now. Like, I don't know, guys. I'm feeling a little too good today. All right, let's move on. So, Amy, to kick off the holiday spirits, I'm so sorry I'm gonna do this to you, but can we hear your holiday rap? Before-
Oh my God. Okay, so for those of you, let me first find it. For those of you who don't know, I recently spent Thanksgiving with my family, like always, in upstate New York, which is like in the middle of nowhere. And we didn't spend Thanksgiving Day there, but what we do is have like a mini Thanksgiving with them, like a mini Thanksgiving dinner. But we also go hunting because that's when hunting season starts. Um, so prior to all of us going up there, we were all in one giant group chat, and let me see if I can find it right now. Oh, I found it. Hey. Okay, so um we were in a group chat, and my dad had changed his phone number, so everyone's like, oh, like who's this guy, like who's on the phone? And I was like, my dad, aka Uncle ST, aka Uncle Ice T, aka P Pop, which is rapper name. And P Pop, if y'all don't know, is that's what all of the grandkids call my father, is P Pop. And so I made a rap, and it goes like this. All right, ready? So bear with me because I'm not a rapper. Okay. I was like, every November, getting the fam together, laughing at jokes, catching up with the folks, up before sunrise, up in cloud nine, basking in God's divine light when the sun shines. Yeah, I sent that in the group chat, and everyone's losing it. Everyone's like, "Oh, that's so funny!" Like, oh, and I said, "P-pop said it."
Oh, I love
So I'm
it.
pretty sure my cousins think that my dad just rapped. Eh.
Oh, you didn't tell me that you made it seem like it came from your dad. That's extra funny.
Oh yeah. I took his phone and sent it, and I said I put a little dash and I was like P-pop.
Oh, geez.
So I'm pretty sure my cousins think that my dad actually rapped.
If I sent something like that about one of my parents, I think that everyone in the group chat would like call the police or something because they'll be like, "All right, you're having a stroke.
Yeah, like
Let's go.
what's
Let's get
going
your
on
away."
here? Yo,
Oh,
not for
geez.
nothing, but Asians are so good at dissing people.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like they are
exactly.
so like they're the type that like dig deep into your soul because like Asians are so nice. They're so nice. But then the moment that they dislike you, oh, they dig deep.
Also, during family gatherings for the holidays, this is something that happens a lot. Like your parents will bring you somewhere, and then when a family friend or relative says, "Oh wow, you look like you lost weight," or "Wow, you look like you got taller," then your parents would likely be like, "No, you short. No, this girl fat, short
Yeah.
and fat." And then the kid would just be like, hello, because that's like you gotta stay face, you gotta keep it humble. But then sometimes the parents are like going the extra mile. Like I hear this all the time during holidays, when
Yeah.
somebody says, "Oh wow, your son is so smart, he got into Harvard," then the parents are like, no, he's stupid as shit. We pay to get him into Harvard, what's up? Or something like that. uh
We went through some back alleyway to get him there. He didn't get there on his own.
they're in jail with the Full House girl. Oh
Oh my
God.
gosh.
No, but yeah, like when Asian parents try to be humble, it usually turns into a diss, like either self-deprecating to the extreme, or more likely like to their kid. Like, no, he's not smart. My son, stupid,
You know
fat
what?
and
Maybe
short.
it turns into a competition amongst the parents of who can crap
Who's got
talk
the
their kid
stupider
the
son?
most.
Me.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Uh,
This is
oh
horrible.
geez. Okay, so to kick off this holiday season, Amy, thank you for sharing the rap with us. It was very beautiful.
Oh my god.
I'd
You
like to
really
I
did
like
put me
to
on the spot.
I like to picture it in your dad's voice too. It makes it extra good. Okay. All right. So Amy, over
Uh,
the holidays, what is one holiday drink that you are planning on making? Either a new recipe that you're going to try or something that's tried and true traditional drink.
I actually wanted to try something with peppermint this year. So, the I don't have a specific drink, and I'm not talking about like peppermint hot chocolate, nothing like that. I really want to experiment with dealing in just chocolate and mint in general. It doesn't have to be hot chocolate per se. It could even be cold, or it could even be dealing with the mint. And the reason why I really want to play around with that is because I was making sugar cookies the other day, and I saw this one like whipped icing with peppermint in it, and apparently a lot of people raved about it saying it was good. I was like, you know, that's something I never actually played around with. Like I've made mint tea, like mint tea from scratch, but I've never actually made a holiday drink with mint in it. I've used a lot of cinnamon, obviously chocolate. I've played around with eggnog. I've done a lot of like alcoholic drinks.
Hmm.
So definitely something like that, but I don't recall ever using peppermint, like that exact flavor. So I want to make a drink and play around with it. And if whoever's watching wants to give me a suggestion on peppermint, that'd be amazing. But other than that, I'll probably go online or look up on Pinterest or something like that and play around with that idea of mint.
That sounds awesome. Pinterest is dangerous. Just so you know, for the
It's
holidays,
it's a
it's
rabbit
super
hole.
dangerous.
I've gone into the rabbit hole probably 3 or 4 times already, and it's like really early December right now. That's really bad.
Oh my God. I'm thinking like to go with your peppermint drink. I'm thinking like a chocolate shortbread cookie, but with a peppermint vanilla frosting. And you can make the cookie
Ooh.
like extra dark chocolate, so it's like black. and then you can make the frosting like mint green, and it matches your eyeshadow too. So
Oh yeah,
thing to
thank you.
think about. I always like
Hmm.
cookies with drinks, especially for the holidays. I think for me, a holiday drink. Hmm. I don't know. I want to make it, but I know it's not a Christmas drink. So, when my friends, when I spent Halloween with them, my friend Monica, she's from Ecuador, and her mom came over from Ecuador, to like quarantine. So we were able to hang out with her mom, and she made this really awesome Ecuadorian drink, and it was for the Day of the Dead for Halloween. So what you do is you take fruits, you take berries, you take pineapple, and you put it into a crock pot, and then you just let it stew for a long time, and it becomes thick. So it becomes really, really, really thick, like a chowder almost, like that Max Brenner hot chocolate, but make it like fruit instead. And it's like you put a lot of spices in it, so you do have that really heavy I guess spiced flavor. It's a really good holiday drink.
Ooh.
Well, you know what? It was for Halloween, but I'm gonna have it for Christmas because it was really, really, really good. I mean, the fruits mixed with the spices, it's kind of like if you liked mulled wine or spiced cider, that's what you're gonna like. That's a really good way to kick off the end of the year. Just like, you know, treat yourself, have something good. I think spice cider is really, really good. Especially it just feels so rewarding. Anything with like fruit and spices, it's just so rich. That's what I like about it.
Yeah,
We should try
I know the
spiced
only.
tea,
Oh yeah, spiced tea. Yeah, I mean the
black
only
tea.
thing that I usually have in Christmas time is the Puerto Rican drink. I am blanking out the name. Oh my gosh, my parents are gonna kill me. My parents are gonna kill me. It's literally like a spiced milk drink, but it's not horchata for those who think that we drink the same thing that Mexicans do. It's not
Know
horchata.
your
It's
cultures.
yeah, it's our own. Oh my gosh. We drink it for every Christmas and New Year's. I'm blanking out. Oh my gosh. Anyways, it'll come to me later.
I want
Um,
to try that.
oh, I think it's the Coquito. I think it's Coquito. No, I feel like that's wrong. Or may be right. I don't know. Anyways, I'm off the walls right now. So, anyways, what's our second question?
All right, so easy one. What's your holiday plan?
Oh, okay, yeah, that is pretty easy.
Because it's
As of
tougher
right
now that
now,
everything's closed, right?
yeah, it is. But as of right now, we have my boyfriend and I have plans to go to the Poconos the week before Christmas, because we're gonna go snowboarding.
Ooh.
And the last 2 years, I haven't been able to go snowboarding because of either work. I wasn't able to go, and like sometimes I'll make it like a weekend thing, but I'll leave on a Friday, and because of work, I was just not able to. And then, you know how things go, life happens, and so the past 2 years I wasn't able to go. So this year we're hoping to go, and I highly doubt I'm gonna get COVID when I'm nowhere near anybody and I'm sliding down a mountain.
You
That's
can't
not gonna
catch a
happen.
pandemic with your face planted in the snow. I'm speaking for myself.
Yeah, yeah, right.
I don't
So
know how
that
often you fall though in the
oh,
snow.
I fall all the time.
Oh
I
shoot.
am
Okay, I'm
not
speaking for you too.
experienced. Oh no, but I don't fall on my face though. But I know you have, and gosh, did we share that story of you face planting?
Oh, did no, that happened multiple times, but I also crashed into you too. And
Yeah,
then
you
you weren't
did.
able to move out of the way, so you just kind of let it happen. And then I felt really bad, but then you were like, no, 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 let it happen. Let it happen.
No,
And
no,
I was
yeah,
like,
that was
ah.
fine because it wasn't, we weren't going at a fast speed. So like you weren't going at a fast speed. You were slowing down because it was getting towards the bottom of the hill, so it wasn't bad. No, but I think the most injury I ever gotten was when I bruised two of my ribs. That was completely and totally my fault. I tried, remember, you were there. Like I tried pushing Garrett, and because I'm smaller, I moved back and I slid on the ice and fell on the side of my snowboard. So I wasn't even snowboarding.
That, that is just a
It was,
tragedy. I
it
also
really
didn't
is.
realize. No, I knew that that happened with Garrett, but I didn't realize you bruised your rib.
Yeah,
That's
it was something
commitment.
so
Like, how
stupid
hard did you
because I
push?
no, I wanted to like make him fall because he was still on his snowboard. So I pushed him as hard as I could, and like I slipped on the ice, and then I like fell down on the side of my snowboard, and then yeah, and it sucked. It was bad. But no, and other than that, the week of Christmas, we're not doing anything, and for the most part, it's just so relaxing, and I feel like my brain isn't stressed and racked out, so
That's
I'm
true.
good.
Yeah, and you know that this pandemic isn't gonna last forever. This is probably like the only year that we're gonna spend Christmas in this kind of way. So I think it's better just to like just to enjoy this aspect of it and just kind of relax.
Oh,
Because I
I
just don't think
will.
this kind of thing is gonna happen again for a long time. People are gonna be able to travel for Christmas again. It's fine.
Yes. I was
Well,
actually gonna say, what would be a typical holiday for you then? I'm saying like, um, if this wasn't like COVID or something like that, what would you typically be doing?
last year I went to Vegas. Last year I went to hike Red Rock Canyon. We saw the fireworks for New Year's. You know, it's always something fun and it's always like something big. This
Oh, so
year,
wait, do you typically spend the Christmas with your family or just with friends?
we don't my family doesn't really celebrate too many holidays um because work schedules and everything and then everyone is so spread apart in different countries.
Yeah, so
So it's
it's
kind of
yeah, okay.
easier to just see people when we can and we're big
Do the
on
big holidays
traveling.
and that's it.
Yeah, we're big on traveling too, so it doesn't necessarily have to be a holiday, but if we all have one day or one week more like that we can all get together, that's usually what happens. And when we go to China, we have to visit different provinces where everyone is. It's a
Mm,
lot. It's
yeah,
a
I bet. Oh my
journey.
gosh.
So Amy, all right. So what is one holiday story that is memorable and
Oh,
something that you're gonna remember for a good while?
I don't think I'm gonna remember it, and it's not that wow of a story. It's just a funny story, and Kelly already knows this one because we joked about it already. So for those of you who don't know what a white elephant is, each individual person participating in a white elephant brings a gift, and it's just a random gift, and it's wrapped so nobody knows what it is, and then everyone plays a game where they decide who's gonna get a gift, and people have different ways of playing the game, but anyways. So we were playing the game and everyone pretty much got their game, but I was the last one chosen. So I had gotten a gift, but I was second to last. So one of my other family members was just like, "Oh, I want to trade with Amy." So I was like, "No," because they had the wine case. So in the end, I won the gift that I got. I was like, "Are you guys kidding me? Like, what are the chances of that happening?"
You got your
But yeah,
own
that
gift.
I got my own gift at a white elephant, and I'm like, really? And the thing is, like, like, because I said it after the fact, I'm like, wow, I find it so ironic that I got my own gift, and everyone was like, oh, Amy, why didn't you tell us? You know, we could have switched, and I was like, that's not the point of white elephant. You're not supposed to know.
That's
So
true.
they're like, oh, we can switch. I was like, no, it's done. It's okay. And I'm glad I stuck with it though, because in the end, I use that thing all the time.
That
What's
would
your
have been an
story?
awesome gift. It was when me and you went to New York to see the ball drop and it was like a nightmare, but it was also really good.
That was a crazy night. Oh my goodness. That is, I like, see, I definitely would have said that because that's definitely one of my, like, I'll never forget that night. I'm not going to go into details, y'all, but Kelly and I, on a whim, decided to go spend New Year's Eve, like watching the ball drop in the city. And we've never done that before because our parents would always tell us, oh, it's dangerous. Don't go there. It's not worth it. There's so much people, just all these negative things. And then people who have watched the ball drop, they're like, oh, this is nothing. And to be honest, watching the ball drop wasn't the highlight of it. It was definitely one of the fun things, but that wasn't what it was.
It was what led
Kelly and
up
I
to.
went, yeah, like it's what led up to the ball drop. We went on an adventure. I mean, a real big adventure all over the city that day. I mean, what time did we get there? It was around like noon, wasn't it? Went there at noon.
Yep.
And the first thing we did was go and line up for the ball to drop. but we weren't even in front of the ball. Like people were already lined up. We weren't even seeing the ball drop. And so we're like, are you kidding me? So we're like, we're not. We both decided that it's like, this is not how we're going to spend our New Year's. So instead, that's where our adventure started. We ended up going to like Soho that day. We went to Brooklyn. I think we went all over Manhattan. We went to Upper Manhattan, Lower Manhattan. We just went all over the city that day. We just went everywhere. And then when everything was said and done, we finally got to the ball, watched the ball drop, and then we got knockoff tickets to see Avicii perform on, what is it, Pier 94, 95 or something like that.
Oh, mind you, as soon as we arrived to the city at noon, Amy was like, "Oh, by the way, Kelly, did you know that Avicii's playing at the piers?" And I'm like, "Cool story. I have no money, so we'll see it on YouTube or something." And she was like, "Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
see it on
we didn't
YouTube or
expect to
something."
go. We really did not expect to go. Everything we did that day was straight on a whim. Like it was just like, hey, let's go do this. Hey, let's go do this. And like, oh my God, for a better example, remember we went to the Thai restaurant and we
Yes.
got our food paid for from some
Yeah.
random person. And it wasn't like this, it was like we went to a Thai restaurant and all these people were Asian. And I think there was like maybe, what is it, like one other like white couple.
Yeah.
And what is it? The guy wasn't hitting on us. He was just a straight family man. It was an older Asian guy, and he's just like, hey, like it's Christmas. I mean, it's New Year's Eve. Like, I'll go ahead and pay for your meals. And we're like, what? Like, no, it's fine. And he was so nice about it. He's like, no, it's totally cool. So we got our food paid for, and then like he didn't offer to do anything. Like, like as in like he wasn't hitting on us. He was just a happy guy on New Year's, spending time with his family at a different table, and just I'm guessing saw like two young girls and was just like, hey, you know what? They're like, let's just pay for their food, and it was amazing. And then they were
Realistically,
all
he
singing
was
songs.
probably messed up off of like Maltai or something.
Probably.
Because that's something that I recognize within myself. Okay, I've been like continuing the cycle ever since. Every time I get messed up off of Maltai, which like never happens because I never drink that garbage. But it's always a special occasion. I always buy like a drink for somebody
Oh man.
random.
Yeah, and like the thing is like his wife and his kids, like they were perfectly fine. Like it wasn't, I think they were just like happy and excited. Like it was great. And then at the ball drop, we ended up meeting an entire group of Russians.
Oh, I
Remember
love
that?
the Russians.
Yeah, and they were trying to teach us Russian Christmas songs and just traditional Russian songs, and we didn't know Russian, but they were crazy too. It is illegal at that time. I don't know now, but it's illegal to go drinking in public. And they brought an entire cooler in the middle of the street of Times Square. They brought an entire cooler of alcohol, and they were gone. There must have been like probably 11 of them, right, Kelly? Like around 11 Russians that were just drunk off their mind, like when women, men and women, just gone. And they were just trying to teach us all these songs, and they were trying to give us like these little crown hats. Remember that? Like
Those little
it was
like
just such, yeah, it was, yeah, honestly, yeah, like the crown hats. They were giving us these crown hats, and they were just like shouldering us, like singing all these songs, and it was just great. And we're like, what is going on? And then finally, when the ball dropped, we're like, I go to Kelly and I'm like, you know what? Let's just go to the pier and let's just see what they're doing. And then we went to the pier, and then I was just like, Kelly, let's try and get in. And she's like, wait, what? And I was like, yeah, let's try and get in. And
yeah,
she's
you're
like,
like, let's
all
sneak
right, let's do
into a
it.
concert.
Yeah, like Kelly was like, let's do it. And so she was on board. And then we found some person on the side of the street that was selling knockoff tickets. and we bartered with him. Like we were actually telling him to lower the price because we're like, hey, we don't know if these are real or not. And so we pretty much like bartered the tickets, and then we got it way cheaper. I think we got them for like $30. And then we ended up going in. Her ticket went in, my ticket didn't. So I went to some other person, was like, scan my ticket. Like this is real. And the scan worked the second time, and we got in. And then Kelly and I just looked at each other like completely shocked. Like, did this just happen? And so we stayed up till 3 a.m. at an Avicii concert and had so much fun.
That was so much fun.
That was, oh
And
man.
after we saw the concert, it was already like super late at night, like going into the morning. Oh, and then while we were waiting for my mom and dad to
Oh, the
pick us up,
boa. Yeah.
remember
It's drag
um
queens.
think about Kylie Jenner and Kendall Jenner at the last Met Gala, like the feathers and like all of that wacky stuff. That was literally it, and they
Yeah.
did it way before any of those mofos. So it was literally like drag queen after drag queen, each representing a color of the rainbow, but each of them like were showing up with like a different older
Yeah.
gentleman, like with a suit and everything. He looked like he just came out of like his Wall Street job. But then they were walking with like the
Yeah.
drag queen, and they were getting into like the taxi together. And me and Amy were like, what are we looking at? Should we look away? Because it's kind of should we look away?
Oh man, it was really crazy because we're like, yo, is this guy like, did this guy pay for these guys? Like, what's going on here? And like,
It's like, what are
I
the
remember
exchange?
there was. Do you remember the one drag queen with the blue boa? This person had like the most obnoxious blue, like the boa, and like just, oh god, it was crazy. It was so much fun. They were cracking up. We were cracking up. It was so much fun. I don't think I'll ever forget that night. But yes, that's technically not a Christmas story. It was a New Year's, but it was great. And what was it? It was going from 2011 to 2012. I remember that because the movie had come out, the 2012 movie, and my mom was like, "Amy, the world's gonna end. You're gonna die in New York City. You're gonna be away from the family." I'm like, "Wow, that's great words of wisdom."
Oh,
So 2011 going to 2012.
that was so much fun. But we're never gonna have that again. No, no, no. I
Yeah.
mean, it's not gonna happen again this year for obvious reasons.
No, it's not. Yeah. Oh, to
Man.
clarify, y'all, we were both underage. We did not drink, despite the Russians being there, despite us going to the Thai restaurant, all these things. We did not drink. So, word of warning, we were good. We
Oh
were
yeah,
underage, y'all.
that's something to talk about too. There's no shame in spending a sober holiday. If anything, you're gonna have more fun because you're gonna remember all of like the wacky
Oh
stuff.
yeah, we definitely
And if
remembered
you're not
everything.
and if you're not like whacked up on alcohol, you're gonna have more energy and you're gonna be able to squeeze in more activities while your loved ones are still there.
No, the wholesomeness honestly was the fact that yes, we didn't, it wasn't, there was no alcohol, there was no drugs involved. It was just the fact that everyone was just so happy. Like I don't think I've ever remembered such meeting so many strangers in one night and just pure joy all around us. Like, the entire Russian family that we met, they were just so happy and excited and they were celebrating. And then when we went to the Thai restaurant, everybody in the restaurant was happy. They were definitely gone out of their minds. Like I said, we got our stuff paid for. And then, even when we were out in Soho and Brooklyn, it was just such a good time. Like every single stranger we met that day, they were just so happy and full of joy. And what more can you ask for in life? I mean, just spreading joy and happiness like that was cool. I guess that's our holiday spirit, the joy.
That's true. All right, Amy.
Um,
So I'm pretty sure you got all your holiday shopping done during like Cyber Monday or whatever, right?
not all of mine. I'm still missing a few, but I did get some.
Well, on that note, what is your favorite gift that you've ever given to anyone?
I don't have a favorite per se, but I have two that I really enjoyed giving, and I'm so glad that I did. Um, the first one was for Father's Day years ago. I think it was probably in 2013. For Father's Day, I got my dad a gift to go to a resort in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and it was hiking, there was golfing there, and there was all these things, and it was just like a father-daughter mini vacation thing because at that time we were doing some genealogy things. We're also visiting another college. It was multiple things for that trip. So we spent like a week long in Texas, and then towards the end of the trip, we ended up in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and it was just a surprise for him. And I'm like, "Hey, this is where we're staying." And he's like, "Wait, what?" And it was beautiful. And he definitely enjoyed it. And I've never seen my dad more surprised, and he was just so happy. And it was his first time ever staying at a resort. So he was really excited because my parents in general normally don't stay at nicer places. It's just whatever hotel. And then the second gift that I really loved giving was for my parents' 30th anniversary. I ended up paying for their anniversary trip. It was a 2-week long trip. I had given them a whole lot of money, but I don't regret doing it. And they had so much fun. It was 2 weeks. So 1 week was in Florida so that my mom can visit her family there and then just explore Florida. And they got a rental car. And then the second week, they ended up going to Vegas and they loved every single bit of it. And so I definitely loved enjoying that. So that was, yeah,
That's
I love
awesome.
doing that. Mm-hmm.
I actually
Yeah.
don't think I have too many favorite gifts that I've given. I think like they're all pretty much like experience related. Like for me, I like taking people places. I've taken a lot of my girlfriends to Vegas. I've tried to
Yeah.
take you before, but y'all were busy. But you know what? It's gonna
I
happen. It doesn't matter.
know.
It's gonna happen. I gave April that calendar that was just like entirely her quotes. That was hilarious. That was really funny. It was so
Can
stupid,
you
but
please
like I
explain
like
that for
those
the
kind of
audience, the
things.
calendar? Can you please explain that?
Oh, the calendar. Because our friend April, she says a bunch of really hilarious quotes. So what I did was I took all of her like most hilarious quotes and put them into a calendar, and I put like pictures of her in different areas, like in LA, in Vegas, fist pumping to DJ Snake, whatever. Like I just put that all into a calendar. I even put embarrassing pictures like when she was 17 with our friend Kevin and they both looked like dorks, you know. I didn't care. It was hilarious and she loves that calendar. Um but for me, I think I mostly like gifting experiences. That's something more
Yeah.
that holds more value to me. Like when we went to like the
Mhm.
alpaca farms and everything, I'm like, okay, these people are gonna love it, so I want to do an experience.
That is so
But
very
I
true.
think
Yeah.
more notably, I think I remember the gifts that I've received so much more because they're so special. Like my favorite is definitely when you and April, when you guys planned a surprise party for me. I really loved that. That was my favorite gift that I've
Oh.
received. Um,
Oh,
what
yeah, I
about
didn't
you?
even talk about the received gifts. Oh, man. Oh, man. Received gifts. Honestly, I've been so blessed. I've received so many gifts and it's so hard to choose one. I'm trying to think of one that really stands out. Yeah, I think mine was a birthday gift. And that's probably the time that I received my first rifle. So I had been rifle shooting for like 2 to 3 years or something like that. And my parents decided to get me my first rifle, which means I earned it through my hard work. And on top of that, I knew how much rifles cost. And my parents are not well off. So I knew that it took them a long time to save up for this. And I knew it wasn't easy for them. So when I got it, I was floored. I was like, "Oh my goodness, are you guys serious?" I didn't think I would get one and I didn't think I would get one in that amount of time. Like I thought I'm gonna have to borrow a club gun for the rest of my duration of my shooting career. And nope, my parents got me one and I was just like so floored and so happy. And I remember too, because it was my red and shoots, and I still have it to this day. And I've shot with that gun throughout college, throughout my international career, all my World Cups, everything is with that one red and shoots rifle. So yeah, that was probably my favorite one. Really good.
Man, that's awesome. I'm so happy for you, Amy. I'm so proud of you.
I was really excited. Whoa.
You know what? Another runner up favorite gift. It was at the beginning of the pandemic where everybody thought they were gonna die. And we were all locked down into our houses. This was March. So not now,
Yeah.
like this was March when nobody knew what was going on and we had to stay home. People couldn't go into their offices. So we were suddenly shut down in our own homes and a lot of people freaked out because sometimes like, you know, there's nothing to do. And I was one of those people. I was like, "Oh, there's nothing to do. I'm going to go crazy." and I only started dating my boyfriend like for a little bit at the time, and I wasn't expecting like anything from him, but on a random Friday, he was just like, "Oh, I shipped something to you from Amazon." And I was looking for it cuz like he didn't put my house number, so I had to look all over the neighborhood for it. And it was so expensive. It was the Animal Crossing Nintendo Switch. And like my parents, they never buy me video games because, it's frowned upon. So I would have
Yeah.
to like buy myself, and I just don't have that kind of money. So he bought it for me. And I'm like, "Oh my god." But he also bought like the super expensive the limited edition one. And I was just like, "Yo, you why did you do that? That's like why did you do that?" Oh my god, but that was a really thoughtful gift because he heard me mention it once and then he just got it. And I'm like, no one's ever done that for me. Like, I don't know how to feel.
Oh, that is so sweet. I know that was really hard to come by too, because from what I remember, didn't the price like skyrocket for them? Because
Oh yeah,
Nintendo
homeboy had
set a
to pay
price.
resale prices, and I'm just like, why did you
Yeah, because that's what's happening with the PS5 right now. Like everyone I know and their mother, including us, are trying to get it, and it's all sold out, but you could still find it online. Like someone made a TikTok video of apparently people are selling PS5 boxes for $500. Just the box, not even the PlayStation, the box, and people are actually buying it.
That is
I don't know if they're reading the
absolutely
description.
wicked. Like,
I'm like,
horrifying. And during the holidays, no less. Like, jeez.
I wonder if they're trying to play pranks on each other, like, wow, this is a $500 prank. Like, I'm going to get the box and have you think that it's a PlayStation, and then when you open it, there's nothing in it. That's such
I
a
can't believe people
horrible,
still do that,
expensive
during a
joke.
pandemic, no less. But karma,
I'm
baby. They're
sure it
gonna
happens.
get got. Karma. So, Amy, what is your favorite winter activity?
Snowboarding, yes, is an activity, but I don't go often enough to say that it's my favorite activity. I just enjoy it, but it's not my favorite. And I think it's playing board games with my family. Even if we're far away from each other, like I'm saying, even before this whole COVID thing, we actually still meet up on Discord chat and we play board games with each other. So that's nothing new. Like I love doing that because our family gets really into it. We'll play anything. We'll, I'm not even kidding. We'll play Clue. We'll play Monopoly. It's really rare when we play Monopoly because that takes forever. But it's just bunch of board games, or and then we'll play card games. My dad and I will always play Texas Hold'em. We'll play that for hours. I'm not even kidding, hours. So I would say that's my favorite activity. Board games with family members.
Yeah, I like snowboarding too. I'm just not like crazy about it, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can't say that's my favorite winter activity. My favorite winter activity, I mean, it would have to be traveling because that's like usually the only time that I could travel. But let's forget about that for this year. Let's forget about that. My favorite winter activity um would be baking. Making something to eat, usually from Pinterest. That's really nice. I would say I wanted to do like some DIY, like, holiday decoration stuff, but truth be told, I don't have time for that. I haven't had time for that in a really long time. But
It
baking,
gets
yeah,
expensive
there's always time for
too.
baking.
Those
Oh, yeah,
do-it-yourself crafts
true.
are expensive. They're like, oh, it's so cheap and you can do it on your own instead of buying all these decorations. Like, are you kidding me? You know how much that stuff costs? That's
Also,
really
the
expensive.
equipment that you're using, like, oh, I built myself a coffee table. How? Oh, I used my industrial size jigsaw cutter, and I used my industrial like freaking sander. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
yeah, of course you can build an entire luxury home with those tools. Like, come on.
And they're expensive too. Like
Oh, DIY,
my what is
man.
it?
It's
Yeah, when we were repairing, like we've been still doing repairs on this house, and
uh-huh.
my dad had to get. Remember, I think I
Yeah.
already told you this. We had to get a table saw,
Yeah.
and that was like $180 or something like that for the table
Exactly.
saw.
Oh,
And the thing
and
is, it
there's
wasn't even that amazing. These
uh-huh.
prices go up higher. I'm like,
Nah. they're just tools. No, but you know what's even funnier is when people do these DIYs, like these complicated light fixtures, and they're like, oh, it's just a DIY. And meanwhile, they did everything by hand. Like they soldered the light bulbs together and they made like this freaking custom rainbow colored LED
Yeah.
mermaid, whatever. And then it turns out they also had like an electrical engineering background. And I'm just like, on what planet is this do it yourself? Like you can do it yourself. That's about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
When
seriously.
I think DIY, I think of hot glue gun and cut out foam
Yeah,
pieces. I don't
I
know.
know. Like that's how it was when I know I'm going off on a tangent, y'all. I'm so sorry. But it's the same thing when we made the chicken coop. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's so easy to make a chicken coop. It's real basic." Yo, like that took an entire day to make that. An entire day. And then not to mention the fact that people are like, "Oh, if you put a dog house or like the chicken coop, a playground, all those things, people forget that you have to level it out. Otherwise, it's going to sink." Like people forget that you have to level, and leveling is not that easy. Like leveling the ground outside. Oh man. Yeah. Screw Pinterest and their do-it-yourself crafts. Baking is the way to go. Good job, Kelly. I like your suggestion.
Last question of the year. I mean, not the last question of the
Of the
day. Of the year. I'll see you never. Last
So, Amy, what got you to stop believing in Santa Claus?
Oh my goodness. I forgot that we even had this question. Oh my goodness. Ah, okay. So that's gonna be really easy. And I'm so sorry for those. This is just my reason of why I don't believe in Santa. So when I was a kid, my parents every single gift I got, it was always from mom and dad, like written on it. Like it was like to Amy from mom and dad, to Amy from, Titi Ichi, to Amy from Tim, or to Amy, like whatever. But it would always say from who it's from. And it would all make sense. Like, okay, this gift got from this person, this gift was from this person. And by the time everything was said and done, I'm like, what the heck did I get from Santa? Like, and so every year I'm like, what gift? Like I get nothing from him. And like I cracked this joke to Kelly, but I was like, I don't even get coal. Like that hurts even more. Like Santa doesn't even give me coal. Like I get nothing. That's
Yeah.
like pure heartbreak.
Your mom and dad didn't say like, "Oh, hello, Amy, this is Santa." No, they're like, "No, we paid for
No,
this
no,
gift.
they're like,
We're
we paid
taking
for
the
this. Like
credit.
this, yeah.
We're not letting someone else take the credit. We pay for this."
I was like,
I get
okay.
that.
How about you? Did you ever believe in Santa?
Oh, you know what's funny? My parents, they like, I don't know why they, I don't know why they did this, but they would pretend that Santa gave me a gift, but like they would also include a note. I actually don't know why, because it's so strange. I never thought my parents would ever try to trick me into believing in Santa, but they did. They tried to, at least. So for Christmas, I got my gift, and then I got like a letter from Santa, and it was written in broken English. And I'm like, all right, cool. I know who this is.
I'm so sorry, but that's
It
so
was so
cute.
funny how there was even an
At least
attempt.
your
Like I wasn't
parents
expecting
tried.
that. No, even as a kid, I wasn't expecting that. I'm like, yo, I know Santa isn't real. Like, why y'all trying? This is funny.
That's so sad, honestly.
Yeah, but most Asian families, they don't really try to do that. That was fun.
Yeah, no, I don't understand. Like my parents, it's so funny. They were like, "Oh yeah, like Santa's coming. Like Santa comes over." Because they would tell me that
Oh, they
Santa's
would tell
coming,
you
and I'm
this?
like, "Yeah." They'd be like, "Oh,
That's
Santa's coming every night and stuff like that." And like my dad like would sometimes say it just to get us hyped up. Like, "Oh, like actually no. The reason why they had us believe in Santa is because whenever we had a Christmas Eve party and they were gone and drunk off their minds, they just wanted to be left alone because they were feeling sick. Like I would sometimes see my dad like throw up because he was hung over from the Christmas Eve parties. So he would want some sleep. So he'd be like, "Oh, you guys have to go to sleep because Santa needs to come, and he's not gonna come if you guys aren't sleeping."
Yeah,
You
but
get
then
what I
they don't
mean?
give you any gifts from Santa?
Yeah, and it's like the audacity on you.
wow.
There was that.
We got like some of the dumbest Santa experiences. You got like a no-show Santa and I got like an immigrant Santa. Yep, that was a really fun story to end on, Amy. Oh my goodness. I genuinely didn't know that your parents told you all about Santa.
Yeah, it was just an excuse to sleep with their drunk butts.
It's all good. It's all good. So I guess that's that for today's tea and talking. Thank you guys for joining us for tea.
Yes,
I
thank
hope you
you.
guys stay safe and enjoy your chill holidays. Hope everyone enjoys a chill holiday. We're gonna be enjoying our own chill holidays. Hopefully we'll Zoom again. You better Zoom me again for Christmas, all right? I'm expecting one.
Yeah, I know. With all of us going around places, yes, I will definitely schedule another Zoom call, and I'll probably end up calling you and texting you later on this week. So,
You better. All right, guys.
love
All
you.
right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on Tea and Talking. Like and comment below. Share with us your Christmas stories and your favorite holiday recipes, and we'll try them out. Okay? We gotta support each other during these times. We're gonna start a baking club. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next Tea and Talking. Bye, Amy.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.